Hello, everybody, and happy holidays. I hope you are having a great holiday season this year. I know that at the end of the episode 100, I was really excited, and I was talking all about, the Holiday Spectacular. I do have a bit of bad news. We were, in fact, up until just recently, planning on having the third annual Pedalshift Holiday Spectacular in this very time slot, but due to some production difficulties, it just seems like we don't have enough of the bike touring spirit around here this holiday season here at Pedalshift World Headquarters. I know, I'm pretty disappointed too. Doesn't mean that we didn't have a great year bike touring. I don't want to throw any elves under the bus here, but we've had some challenges in the production suite here at Pedalshift World Headquarters, and pulling together the usual best of just wasn't going to be possible this year, so I'm sorry. I know so many of you were excited to hear from Shifty the Elf in particular, but he's just not available this year. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you still have the bike touring spirit. Happy holidays, everyone. Hey, what's that odd, overproduced, dreamlike sound? It's almost like we're having some kind of a scene transition.
Dude, bike touring humbug and dumb and stupid and so cold in here, and I just don't care about anything anymore. It's so dumb. Bike touring. Get on a bike, pack stuff, camping. Get wet, cold. It's dumb. It's dumb. Bah, humbug. Ratchet, have you finished episode 100's editing there yet?
Yes, I'm just about done with it. I'm thinking it's kind of hoping to get out for, the big holiday party.
There's a holiday party? Celebration? What are we celebrating? I mean, no Bowie, no George Michael, no Prince. There is literally nothing to celebrate anymore.
Well, maybe we're kind of celebrating, I don't know, bike touring? It's kind of what we do around here.
Ratchet, bike touring? That is the silliest pastime of them all. If there's one thing I have learned doing this show for all of these years, it is that bike touring is both silly and crazy. You are all crazy getting on your bicycles and going out there on the roads and adventure and bah humbug.
Well, I mean, I don't know there, Shifty. I feel like, that you've been around a lot, and, I just feel like all of this stuff that's happened in the last year or so for you, it's just, I don't know, is it kind of taking away the bike touring spirit from you?
Well, that would be a really convenient plot point, wouldn't it? No, I just think the bike touring is silly and stupid and bah humbug. Now, why don't you just get back to work and get that episode done so that we can all go home and do anything but talk about bike touring or anything at all having to do with that silly, stupid pastime.
Well, all right, I've got just a few more minutes on this, but, thanks there, Shifty.
Bike touring. Bah humbug.
All right, that's the last touches right there, so I am off to the meetup. So, Shifty, you're definitely not going to the meetup then, huh?
What do you think, Ratchet? Humbug! Bah humbug!
All right, well, smell you later.
Finally, some peace and quiet. So much noise around here. All the editing and the bleeping and the blooping and the bike touring and all of that. It's just a lot of chatter. I'm heading off to bed. This is nonsense. Don't understand why all these elves are so crazy for bicycle touring. Bicycle touring of all things. How much does your bike weigh? You're doing it wrong. How do you do that with a waterproof thing? Blah! Bah! Humbug. Bike weighs just fine. Okay, heading off to bed. Huh? Wait, what? What's that sound? Window's open. I thought I'd closed that before I went to bed. Humbug. All this bike touring and people leaving windows open. This is all too much for me. Shifty. What in the hell is that? Wait, who are... Surly? That's right, Shifty. It's me, your old podcasting partner, Surly the Elf. Surly, it's so good to see you. It was such a loss, all those years ago. But it's good to see you. And one question: A, the lighting is very strange on you. B, what's up with the chains? Oh, and D, or I've lost track. You are very dead, and this is not expected. Shifty, I have made mistakes. A few of them very, very, very bad. But basically, the chain ensemble, the whole ghost thing, I'm just here to tell you, you gotta make your good choices in your life. You gotta make sure you walk the straight and narrow. If you don't, you end up with a chain ensemble like you're seeing right here. For those of you who are able to see such things in this all-audio format. But, I am being punished in the afterlife. And it is because of all of the regret that I have for turning my back on bicycle touring adventures. And I need you to shake yourself. And I need you to remember all the joys of bike touring that you used to have back in the day when we were together. And that you lost only recently, and rather conveniently for purposes of plot devices. Lest you suffer the same fate as me. Funny, I don't even remember mentioning you before in past Holiday Spectacular episodes or anything like that, or any elements of this, but yes, I do remember that I used to like bike touring until I found out and decided that it was boo and terrible and not very fun at all. So I say to you, good to see you, first of all. It's nice. You're looking fairly good for a ghost. But bah humbug to all of the bicycle touring. Shifty, I was afraid that you would say things like that. And I have to make sure that you don't suffer this same horrible fate as me with the chains and the odd lighting and the smoke. It's weird, I have to say. This is just strange. I've come up with a plan that is definitely very, very unique, which is impossible because unique is a word that means one of a kind, and so you can't have very in front of unique. But this is a unique setup, and therefore it is very unique to have this type of idea that I have. And it is that you will be visited by the ghosts of Pedalshift 2017 past. And I think that all of those ghosts that shall come and visit you here tonight will convince you that bicycle touring brings joy and happiness, not just around the holidays, but all year round. The ghosts will visit you and tell you what you need to know. Dude, that does sound oddly familiar, but definitely in an homage-y, non-plagiaristic kind of way, and definitely compressed with fewer parallel plot points and extraneous characters. But oddly familiar. But still, bah humbug to bike touring. Shifty, be prepared for the ghosts of Pedalshift past. Okay, good to see you again there, Surly the Elf. Very dead. With chains. Okay, I definitely shouldn't have had that extra cookie and eggnog. That was a mistake. I am seeing dead elves, which does not make a lot of sense to me at all. But I'm just gonna say, oh well, to all of that and just, roll over and go to sleep, because definitely no ghosts of Pedalshift past will be visiting tonight, because that's just not real. Unlike elves that produce podcasts. Wait, what's that? It's a ghost of Pedalshift past. Looks like Jasmine Reece from Pedalshift Project episode number 69?
I like to tell people that first of all, you can struggle no matter where you are. You can struggle whether you're in one location, or you can struggle traveling the world. And quite frankly, I've chosen struggling while traveling the world, because even though I'm struggling, which is a norm for anyone in life, I get to see and do so many amazing things and learn from different people. And I can truly say that at this point in time, I am happy most of the time with fleeting moments of sadness or disappointment, whereas before I was sad most of the time with moments of happiness.
Dude, I'm gonna admit that was very inspiring. That was inspiring, but bah humbug the bike touring. But wait, what? It's another ghost of Pedalshift Passets. It's Guthrie Straw from Pedalshift Project number 71.
Eastern Oregon is a place you have to go to get there. You're not going to go, at least in my part, you're not going to go through it to get to too many places. But it is sort of the perfect mixture of just beautiful scenery, really genuine people, and I don't know if there's a place that we lived growing up that you couldn't just step outside or take a bike ride outside and not be out in the wilderness or up into the mountains in less than 15 or 20 minutes.
Well, that was solid stuff. Dude, that was solid. But still, bicycle touring, not for me, not anymore. Very boring. I get that crack in my back, and I just don't feel very, fit. And hey, wait, what? Another ghost of Pedalshift Pass? Dude, that's Kimberly Wilson from episode 73.
One of my favorite forward bends, which is also calming and cooling. So if you're out on a bike tour in August, this is a good one to remember. Or if you're just really frustrated, this is a good one. And this is a standing forward fold. So open your feet hip width apart, take a slight bend in your knees, fold forward. You can let the arms hang like a rag doll. You can rest hands into the crooks of the arms, which I actually prefer that because it's a little more weight. And then just kind of rocking side to side. And to open up those shoulders, in addition, bring arms behind the back, interlace your hands, and bring those arms up and over. So that one's really great for shoulders, hamstrings, and calves.
All right, I'm gonna admit that was helpful. Those were some helpful tips in the yoga and your bike touring. But bike touring is still dumb and silly and humbug. I mean, as somebody who likes to do things differently, I don't like the meets. I don't, I just don't understand how I can do bike touring in the context of riding with a lifestyle that's different than other people. I'm an elf, for crying out loud. Wait, another ghost of Pedalshift Past? It's Jeremy from episode 77?
I'm hoping that I can ride the West Coast finally. I've been dreaming of it for years. I'm hoping that I can finally do the West Coast, thinking I'm going to take the train up to Vancouver, do a little loop around Vancouver Island, and then come down along the coast as far as I can get without needing to work again. And I'll work again, and then I'll tour again.
Yeah, I remember Jeremy now, and he taught us that we could do things differently. We could ride our own ride and all of that, but it's still bike touring, and bike touring is dumb and bad, and how much does your bike weigh, and all the questions. I can't even do it anymore. Oh, and all the routes, they're always the same. Everybody goes the same. What? Is that? It's another ghost of Pedalshift Pass? Is that Frank Moritz from Pedalshift Project number 79?
So, for years, people have been asking Adventure Cycling, is there any way to get through the Appalachian Mountains that's different? And so, several years ago, I started undertaking the research on that. Termed it the Eastern Express simply because it seemed like a natural counterpart to what already existed as the Western Express.
I remember Frank now. Yeah, that's right. He came up with that whole new route, and you don't have to do the Trans Am if you don't want to. You can come up with your own routes, and that's kind of part of the fun of bicycle touring. And bicycle touring. I do not. I'm caring for it a little bit more than I was maybe perhaps 10 to 15 minutes ago, but I'm going to say bah humbug to bicycle touring. Wait, it's yet another ghost. There are more ghosts than I expected. There are more. I thought that we would get, maybe 3, and then there would be different times, and they wouldn't all be passed, but yet I do see Rob Knapp from Pedalshift Project 81, another ghost of Pedalshift Past.
On the way out, I was wanting to buy a beer actually for later. It was the morning of my second day into the trip. I guess I arrived at the store around 6 o'clock in the morning. Well, in West Virginia, they do not sell alcohol before 7, and she told me I had to wait. Of course, I wasn't really wanting to have to wait, but I decided that I would anyway, just because I wanted to have those calories.
All right, well, that was delightful. I am gonna, yes, dude, that was delightful. I learned a lot about things there, and that technically not bicycle touring if we want to quibble, so that was delightful. That was, wait, what? More Ghosts of Pedalshift Past? That's Mark Van Ram. That's friend of the show, Mark Van Ram, Pedalshift 90.
I think my favorite night was a place in Texas at the state park called Seminole Canyon State Park. Native paintings and caves. But the part that I liked was we were up on a high bluff, rise, and each tent had its own little, concrete pad. So we weren't real close to each other like in some campgrounds. And the sky was just crystal clear. I mean, it was literally like being in a planetarium. It was just awesome.
Oh yeah, now I remember Mark and Bubba and all the folks on his very, very fun ride. That was a delightful trip. That was a delightful story. Mark is a delightful person, and I don't know, maybe all of my bad attitude towards bicycle touring is not right. Maybe it wasn't so. Wait, who's that? That's Brock Dittus. Another Ghost of Pedalshift Past, and from episode 93. Hey, Brock!
So we stashed the bikes kind of back there in the woods, locked them to the sign with a security cable, and then we took our backpacks out of the panniers and walked 4 miles up to the peak of Silver Star Mountain. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place to hike. Absolutely amazing. Silver Star being the tallest mountain gets a lot of breeze typically. We've had kind of a wildfire season here in the Northwest, and so there was a lot of standing smoke in the valleys, and the air itself was pretty still. So I had never actually experienced it that quiet up there. Matter of fact, I barely needed the sleeping bag. I think I woke up overheated a couple times overnight. But yeah, we just rolled out our rolls, put down our pads, and slept up there on the peak.
Hey, Brock. Interesting. Dude, it's got 3 syllables. Well, dude, that was also a delight. That was a real treat. That was a very solid bit of advice from Brock, and listening about all that and going up the mountains and all that. That was. Wait a second. More. It's Jasmine again. Jasmine's coming back for a second bite at the apple here from episode 97.
I know that bicycle touring, for the most part, it never works out according to plan. There's weather, there's road conditions, there's accidents, there's all these things, schedule, whatever the case may be, that can come into play that will ruin the perfect plan, right? So for me, bicycle touring, or touring now, trike touring, is so involved, is so it requires so much of you mentally that I can't afford to be disappointed or discouraged. So I throw out the plan because I don't want that disappointment and discouragement, and I just say, you know what, I'm just going to go with the flow, and that way I won't have that, because I never planned on it anyways. It was just going to happen as I go, The only things that I ever plan are the starting point and the ending point, if there is an ending point.
All right, dude, I'm going to have to say, it's hard to still be an angry elf when you listen to such good stuff from such a great person like Jasmine Reece. I don't know. I think I might have been having a really bad attitude about things the last couple of years, and maybe bicycle touring is the type of thing that, can help me forget about the troubles of, everything going on, and George Michael and Bowie and all the things that made me sad the last year and losing all those. Is that CAPERELLO? We just heard from her, but she's a ghost of Pedalshift Past from episode 100, all the way back one episode ago.
I love Shifty the Elf. I love Shifty the Elf. Shifty the Elf was like, it was a
Spoiler alert, Shifty the Elf will be making an appearance again soon
wait.
in the third annual holiday.
I'm so excited.
Well, that was unexpected. That was unexpected. I'm gonna have to say, I did not expect that people would care about little old me who only comes into one episode a year. That's nice. But I do have to say, maybe bicycle touring is a thing of the past for me. Maybe it's time to just turn the page. Maybe I don't need to be angry about it or anything, but, well, here comes a different ghost. Are you the ghost of Pedalshift Future? Hello? Pedalshift Future, are you... Oh, I get it. You do not speak. Which is not surprising to me for some strange reason. It makes sense that the ghost of Pedalshift Future would not, in fact, make any noise. Although that would definitely not be because this is any kind of anything other than an homage to stories that are roughly similar to what's going on here. But yeah, okay. Can you, ghost of Pedalshift Future, can you show me the future of bicycle touring? It strikes me this is, well, dude, it's your job. Show me my bicycle touring future. Alright, gonna look inside this giant cauldron, this high production value thing that sadly nobody can see because of the audio nature of this program. This really impressive, very, very pricey thing that's definitely here. And, as I peer in here into this cauldron, I'm seeing... It looks like that's me. It looks like that's me, with a little bit less hair. And maybe I hit the eggnog a little bit too much, because I hit the eggnog quite a bit. What? Wait, what? I'm sitting... What's in front of me? I'm just watching TV. Aimlessly surfing through... Well, maybe it's good documentaries and high-minded, highbrow stuff. It's, reality shows? I promise, Pedalshift Future Ghost Guy, I'll do anything. I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to end up on a couch. I don't want to watch reality TV shows. Anything but that. No! Wait, what's that, transition-y music again? That seems as if I'm tumbling into something different or away from this portion of reality. What? Wait. I'm here. I'm back in my box. What's going on? It seems like it's brighter out. It seems like it's not night anymore. It seems like I got through the night and all of those many ghosts. I remember everything now. Bicycle touring, it brings me joy. It brings people together in life no matter what. And no matter what's going on, it's a good thing to have. And bicycle touring is great. It's a holiday bike touring miracle. I have to go and tell everybody about it. Ratchet the Elf. It's a bike touring miracle. I like bike touring again.
Yeah, that's great. Good. Yes, happy bike touring to you, Shifty the Elf.
Happy bike touring to you, Ratchet, and thank you for all of your help and doing all of the things that you do, the many things that you do. Gotta keep going. I gotta go tell everybody about this incredible miracle, this holiday bike touring miracle. Hey! Oh, there it's Tim! It's Tim, the host of the Pedalshift Project. And I know it's been a rough little bit of time here, Tim. And first of all, I'm sorry. I think that I said humbug a lot, which I know makes no sense and is kind of weird, and I'm not even sure what that means. But first of all, the bicycle touring thing is good and great. So here's what happened last night. Do you remember SURLEY the Elf? I don't even know if you ever met him, but anyway, said he came and he brought ghosts and Pedalshift past, and he showed me all of these wonderful things from the last year. And wait, your name is Tim? Your name is Tiny Tim. You are Tiny Tim. Say it. You had a line. You have a line to say it.
Tiny, I have no idea what you're talking about. Have you been hitting the eggnog again, Shifty? We've talked about this. We've talked about the eggnog problem. Anyways, I'm thinking we are just going to go ahead and skip the Holiday Spectacular this year. It is far too much work. I can't do it without you. And yeah, we're just going to not do it. So, want to watch Survivor Season 1086 with me?
Dude, what the f***?
Just kidding, buddy. Go read the credits.
I'd like to give a big thank you out to all of the supporters of the show. If you like what you hear, you can help maintain Pedalshift as an independent, listener-supported voice while expanding the offerings by joining the Pedalshift Society. We're talking $5, $2, or even $1 a month. Helps with the cost of hosting the podcast and the website. You can do it for a bit. You can cancel anytime. One-shot support is always welcome. If you're not into the whole small monthly thing, you can do it all there at pedalshift.net/society. On to the society. Ethan Georgie, Kimberly Wilson, Caleb Jenkinson, Cameron Lane, Andrew McGregor, Michael Hart, Josiah Matthews, Keith Nagel, Brock Dittus, Thomas Skadow, Seth Krieger, Marco Lowe, Terrence Manson, Noah Schroer, Harry Delgadas, John Sikorsky, Richard Killian, Chris Barron, Brian Wren, Mark Van Ram, Brad Hipwell, Paul Mulvey, Stuart Buchan, Todd Stutz, Mr. T, Roxy Arning, Nathan Poulton, Harry Hugel, Stephen Dickerson, Vince LaGreco, Ruth Divorcey, Michelle Miller, Matthew Lewis, Michael Baker, Billy Crafton, Paul Culbertson, Scott Culbertson, Matt Perry, Danielle Jepson, Cody Florchinger, Tom Beninati, Bobby Ruppel, Roy Everett, Greg Braithwaite, John Mayer, William Cairns, and thank you. You are a past contributor. Thank you for helping make these episodes happen.
Thank you for joining. You can find Pedalshift at pedalshift.net for more great bicycle touring content. You can hear the Pedalshift project through Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app. Opening music courtesy of Jason Kent off his self-titled album. The track is called America. Check out his band Sunfields' latest release, Mono Mono, wherever cool music is available.